I'm going to fall on the first one, I just know it.
We're definitely falling on one, aren't we?
100%. Going to fall on one. What's happening, troops? Welcome back to another video here on the SharpDiv YouTube channel. Now in this video today, as you can see, we are joined by another YouTuber. How you doing, mate?
Hello everyone, very good. Yourself?
Hi, not too bad. Do you want to introduce yourself and maybe what you do on the channel?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So my name's Sam, I run a channel called footyadventures, and for the past at least 3 or 4 months I've been making content all around Scotland, including at clubs like Rangers and other smaller clubs up and down the land as well.
Now we are here today to play some foot golf. The name of the golf course is Broadley's Golf Course. They have an actual golf course, but they also have an 18-hole foot golf course, which we're going to be doing today. We're going to play a wee bit of the game and jump in and out of some questions that I've got for the good man here. Now if you can hear from his accent, he is actually of English descent, so I thought we would kick off the first question with what is kind of the wider perception of Scottish football in England?
It's interesting you ask, because I have this conversation with my mates quite a lot, and I don't think a lot of people watch a lot of Scottish football, which is what I want to do with my channel, is to show Scottish football through the lens of a fan who's not often from here. And obviously there's the Old Firm, which is coming up this week. I think it needs to be spoken about a lot more than what it is. I really enjoy it. I'm not sure about everyone else in the UK, but from my own point of view, I love watching Scottish football.
Yeah, I love that. It's good to see an Englishman like yourself get involved in Scottish football and enjoy it, because as you said, I don't think enough people get to see it. And it's great to see something positive about it, because a lot of the time people look down on Scottish football, I feel like, and they think that they can come up here and it's easy. Even a lot of players have come up, Joey Barton being an example, think they could come up to Scotland and it would be easy, and in his first Old Firm he absolutely bottled it. It's decent boys, to be fair.
Who's going first then?
I don't know. I'll go first.
You've been practicing lately.
I'll go first, mate.
You've been training.
That was a bit of a wheelie there,
That's a decent knock, it's in the fairway, isn't it? So
the jacket's off. At least you're getting some air. Oh! There we go.
Spurs then.
Spurs on Hibsdit in Scotland. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh! That's in. Nice. Well in. This one I'm going to call the Luka Modric outside of the boot. Oh no. How close it is so far though. A wee bit like Scotland-England when Harry Kane scored the last minute. We call that game the Stuart Armstrong, because he passed it straight to Danny Rose. Look at that. I think I'm going to need to go for the dink. What was your thoughts on the Old Firm before you came here, and do you think now when you're here you've got a different perception of it? Because a lot of people talk about Scotland as being a bubble. See, when you're in this city, football's everything, as you said, everybody goes to the football.
Yeah.
So what was your perception of the Old Firm before you came and now after, having seen
So the biggest difference is probably not realising how big it is in the city, if you know what I mean. So you go to other cities around the world, you go to like Newcastle for instance, which is a one club city, and everyone in that city supports Newcastle. You go to Liverpool and you see Liverpool and Everton, it's more of a friendly derby. You even go to, you know, London, which is a lot more spread out, and you have all the different derbies that are within London, but there's nothing that really, I'd think, polarises a city like the Old Firm derby, but all that just makes it so much more polarising, and it makes the atmosphere at the game so much better.
Well, that's one of the things.
Atmosphere at an Old Firm
exactly,
game.
that's one of the things you're yet to experience, of course.
Yeah,
you know, I've been there, and we are going through a time where there's no fans and stuff like that in the football. So hopefully, in the next year or whatever, you're able to get along to an Old Firm and experience the atmosphere.
Go to a small game at the moment would be amazing, obviously.
Exactly. The atmosphere for me is what kind of makes the Old Firm as well, because there is quality players within that, you know, but there isn't to the same calibre of Real Madrid versus Barcelona. Yeah. But just that atmosphere, it takes it up a few
levels.
A lot
of European players say when they obviously come play at Celtic Park or at Ibrox, is that the atmosphere is insane, and you can see it in the European nights. Like, I've been to a lot of Anfield European nights, and it's just got a different feel to like a league match, and I feel like the Old Firm must have a different feel to everything else. You can see the fans, you can see the noise, you can see like the stadium shaking. Like, you've seen all the famous pictures of like Scott Brown and Diouf and all those like famous things of,
and then the reverse of that with Diouf in the cup final.
Yeah, and like all those moments and stuff like that, you know, like all those iconic moments. Yeah. I don't know if there's a more iconic kind of game in Britain as like the Old Firm.
What is it, 19 plus 11?
30.
Jesus.
33.
It's close.
Getting close.
It's close.
We're on hole 7, so
look where that one ended. That's in. We are on the par 4, and I could get, is it an eagle? Yours is right there as well, so you could potentially get...
That's not an eagle, but that could be a...
It's a bunker, that's what it is. It's a wee oh!
That's doing quite well.
Could you imagine that I've got a hole in one? That's a shot. Just make it over. It's over. Do you think that with more investment into the Scottish League, they would be able to compete at a higher level in Europe and stuff like that? We've seen with Rangers, we even spoke about it a bit earlier off camera, about the fact that when Rangers made it there to the last 16 of the Europa League, they had to play 8 qualifying matches against 4 teams, 2 legs, then they had to do 6 games in the groups, then a double legger just to get to the last 16 versus Bayer Leverkusen.
It's a long season when you consider that, but yeah, back to your question about like the investment, I think it's like needed up here. If you look at, I did a video about Hearts and Hibs and found out that neither of those teams had ever bought a player for over £1 million, which today like absolutely shocks me.
Even another wee stat for you there was a manager of St Johnstone, Tommy Wright. I think he was there for about 8 years. Yeah. Never spent £1. Never spent £1.
Like, if you had a bit of investment, even at that level, but even at the top level at Rangers and Celtic, if they were better, if they were competing in the Champions League, that would encourage the Aberdeens, the Hamiltons, the Motherwells, all those teams that are still in the Premiership to be better as well. It'd encourage the youth players that are coming.
It would get more eyes on the actual game here, which therefore would get more finances into the pockets of them. This is a moment of truth. We're approaching the hill. There's your ball.
Oh, there's mine.
My ball's not there.
You're in the bunker.
Mate, I'm either in the bunker or in the hole.
This ball's actually not there.
Where's my ball? Wait. No! What is that? Oh no! Oh no! You're not going to believe it. It's even going into the final hole.
Obviously, I was 4 down after the first hole, so I feared the worst. It was 10-6. But we've not really had any shockers after that, have we? We've done alright.
We've grown into it.
Yeah, we've grown into the course a bit. We've had a few pars. I think I got one under par once. I've had a few shockers. Fell over a few times. But apart from that, we're now even going into the last hole. So, really, it's anyone's at the moment. England and Scotland. Back
extra
in England,
time.
obviously. Extra
stoppage time.
Could be pens later, couldn't it?
Oh. Lastly then, finish on a wee prediction. What do you think is going to happen in the upcoming Old Firm match? And down the line this week, I'll be giving you guys my prediction. But firstly, I want to hear yours from an outsider's point of view.
We were talking about this off camera earlier on as well, how like having no fans, as well as like the kind of weird schedule around games at the moment, is probably going to make a lot of weird results. The 7-2 Liverpool Villa the other day, with Spurs beating United 6-1 as well. So I think it's hard to call, but I'd say quite a high scoring game. I'd probably go for like a 2-2, especially because of
sitting on the fence.
Sitting on the fence. Sitting on that fence right there. But like, I feel like I have to, because I think it's so hard to call. I think saying who's going to win it either way. Celtic have got, is it Ryan Christie who's out with COVID?
Yes.
He's tested positive. He's obviously
Celtic have got a few out now. We've got Edward, who obviously tested positive, but I think he's going to be back on the Friday before, which he can play then. You've got Christie that's needing to isolate. You've got Near Beaton that's actually got COVID as well, who'll miss, and then you've got El Hamed, who's a starter for them as well.
See,
that's going to miss again.
It's so hard to call it. That's why the players that come in for them could go on and smash it, and they could win. Like, obviously Celtic are a good team, but then again they've got a lot of players out. Rangers could see this as their opportunity.
Rangers obviously beat Celtic there last year as well, 2-1.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Played well.
That.
Oh, he's off the rough. He's in the rough. Final hole, and I can steal this. I think this is going to be a draw. Alright people, so we have just finished our game of foot golf, and I would like to report that I lost by 1 point. Got the win. Disaster has struck.
England have won the foot golf championship here at Broadley's Foot Golf Club. I'm sorry, Dave, but
rematch.
This time, yeah.
We need a rematch, boys.
We're going to need a rematch
in the
with
chat.
football boots on, because we both slipped over a few times as well. But no, it was good. Good fun. If you're ever in Glasgow, definitely come down, check this place out. Loved it.
Yes, and all their details is going to be in the description below for letting us come on here and shooting some content for you guys. So if you have enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Of course, subscribe to Footy Adventures as well, which is going to be in the top line of the description. Plenty more content coming this week for you guys. I've been SharpDiv, you and yourself, and I'm out.